Hello everyone. We will proceed with our 18th chapter, Rights Approach to Development. Today we will start with what is poverty. Poverty is about not having enough money to meet basic needs including food, clothing and shelter. So students, basic needs of every human being is food, clothing and shelter. So a person who is unable to earn for food, clothing and shelter comes under below poverty line, or it means the person is not having enough money to satisfy the basic needs. Now mention few aspects of poverty. What are the few aspects of poverty that we will see? Now few aspects of poverty are lack of resources like land or education to make a living. If a person is not having proper land or education to make a living, means to earn money for living. Secondly, it means lack of gainful employment. The person is not having proper employment or proper source to earn money. It means lack of access to basic needs of life like health service, education, food, etc. If a person is not having basic needs like health services, education, food, etc., it comes under poverty. It means lack of voice to be heard and ability to influence the formulation of policies or implementation of programs by the government. So, for poor people, their voice is not heard, or they are not able to make policies for themselves, or policies are not helping them, or programs are not formed by the government are not helping them, then it comes under poverty, or the person becomes poorer day by day. How can people rise above the poverty, or how can they get resources and the facilities needed to rise above poverty? How we can remove poverty from our society? This can happen only when the government acts on their behalf. It is often believed that spending on the welfare of the poor is charity, and the resources for this is a burden for the government. However, when we recognize that it is fundamental right of all the people, it becomes primary duty of the government to ensure these rights. Now we can help poor people to earn more money or earn their living only if the government make certain policies or take certain actions. Now, to help any poor people, it is believed that helping poor is a charity, or resources for this is burden on government. Whatever government is spending on poor people, it is considered as burden on the government. But when we know that it is fundamental right of every human being, then it becomes the primary duty of the government to ensure all the rights of the poor people. Further, the resources spent on this will be seen not as waste or as charity, but as necessary investment for the future of the country. So it is important to pass laws which sanction the economic and welfare rights of the people. Now, resources spent on poor people should not be considered as waste or burden or charity. Rather, they should be considered as investment for the future. So, it is important to pass laws which sanction economic and welfare rights of all the people. When the United Nations was formed in 1945, please do remember that United Nations was formed in the year 1945. All the countries agreed that human rights relating to freedom and economic development are fundamental rights of all human beings. Now, all the countries who are member of UNO or UN or United Nations, they have accepted that every human beings should have freedom and economic development rights. Many countries guarantee rights relating freedom, but not to economic well-being like employment, fair wages and right to access education, health service, housing and food. In 1993, once again, all countries agreed that both kinds of rights are essential. So, all the countries guarantee rights relating to freedom, but they don't guarantee economic right. Economic right means money related. Economy means money. So, economic rights or economic well-being means like employment, fair wages, right to access of education, health services, housing and food. Now, in 1993, again all the countries have agreed that both the rights are essential for every human being. When we say that people have a right to food, education, health, housing, employment, we mean that it is the duty of the government to provide these for all its people. The government should be legally bound to ensure these to all its citizens, and if they are not ensured, then the people can go to court to enforce their rights. Now, when we say that it is the right of every human being to get food, education, health, housing, employment, it means that it is the duty of the government to provide all these facilities to the people. Now, government should be legally bound to ensure all the citizens that it will give these rights to the citizens. Otherwise, the people can go to court to enforce their rights. It also means that people like Pawan don't have to look at getting their food and other requirements as charity given by the well-to-do people, but as fundamental right. They can demand food, education, housing, medical treatment, etc. as their rights. Now, in previous session, we have seen that Pawan is a poor boy who lives in a temple town, and he carries heavy luggage of the people and paid very less for it, and sometimes he beg those pilgrims to give some food to him. And mother is a poor servant or a maid in a house. Now, it is the fundamental right of every human being to get food, education, house, medical treatment, etc. If they are not getting, they can demand all these rights. This is only be possible if government makes laws in accordance with these ideas. In the last few years, the government of India has also made many such laws. These laws relate to right to information, employment and school education. A law to ensure food security for all is also under preparation. Now, government has made certain laws. In last few years, government has made certain laws like right to information, employment and education, and right to get for assured food. That law is still under preparation. That is, government is still making that preparing that law. Now, today we have learnt about poverty, few aspects of poverty, steps which government should take to uplift the people or poor people. Your assignment. First question, how can people rise above the poverty? Second, how can they get the resources and the facilities needed to rise above poverty? Third, what is poverty? Fourth, mention few aspects of poverty. Thank you.